As Donald Trump prepares for his second term, his cabinet selections reflect a distinct approach shaped by loyalty, conservative ideals, and a strong alignment with his Make America Great Again agenda. Key figures like Kristi Noem, Matt Gaetz, Pete Hegseth, and Tulsi Gabbard have been named for major roles, each bringing unique experience, or lack thereof, that speaks to Trump's vision for the country. This video analyzes what these appointments reveal about Trump's policy focus, how they align with his agenda for the next 4 years, and what potential impacts they might have on America both domestically and globally. Kristi Noem, Department of Homeland Security. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem has been selected to lead the Department of Homeland Security (DHS). While Noem has limited experience in national security, she is a strong Trump ally and supporter of strict immigration policies, a central MAGA priority. Her leadership at DHS could signal a renewed emphasis on border control, with possible enhancements in enforcement and stricter immigration measures. Matt Gaetz, Attorney General. Congressman Matt Gaetz has been tapped for Attorney General. Known for his outspoken support of Trump, Gaetz aligns closely with the MAGA agenda, particularly around issues of law enforcement, judicial reforms, and a staunch conservative stance on criminal justice. His appointment suggests a push for policies that may resist federal oversight on conservative state policies and reinforce local policing authority. Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Defense. Fox News personality and combat veteran Pete Hegseth is slated for the role of Secretary of Defense. Although Hegseth lacks government experience, his military service and media presence as a strong conservative voice suggest a focus on strengthening the military while limiting overseas engagements. Hegseth has publicly opposed woke policies within the military, hinting that he may work to reshape the culture within the armed forces. Tulsi Gabbard, Director of National Intelligence. Former Democratic Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard is a unique choice as Director of National Intelligence (DNI). Once a Democrat, Gabbard has become a vocal critic of her former party and aligns with many MAGA ideals, especially in her anti-interventionist foreign policy stance. As DNI, Gabbard may advocate for a reduction in U.S. foreign intelligence operations, focusing more on domestic security concerns. Bill McGinley, White House Counsel. Bill McGinley, Trump's pick for White House Counsel, has extensive legal experience within conservative circles, including serving in Trump's first administration. McGinley's role will likely involve navigating legal challenges, especially around election reforms and possible regulatory changes to ensure Trump's policy goals withstand legal scrutiny. Alignment with Trump's agenda. These appointments illustrate a clear alignment with Trump's core priorities for his potential second term. His agenda appears focused on 3 key areas: reinforcing national security, reducing federal intervention in state issues, and emphasizing conservative cultural values. Trump's cabinet picks demonstrate a preference for individuals with strong conservative credentials and loyalty to his vision, even if they lack traditional experience in the roles they are appointed to. National security and immigration. Homeland Security Secretary nominee Kristi Noem, although new to national security, is a known proponent of strong border policies. Trump has often argued for robust immigration control, and Noem's focus will likely intensify measures around the U.S.-Mexico border, which could include expanded Border Patrol resources, stricter immigration vetting, and a potential revival of policies from his first term. Law enforcement and judicial reforms. As Attorney General, Matt Gaetz is expected to champion Trump's law and order approach. Gaetz's past legislative positions indicate support for state autonomy in law enforcement and a reduced federal oversight role, potentially limiting federal involvement in issues like police reform. His conservative legal views may influence policies around the federal judiciary, potentially supporting the appointment of judges aligned with conservative values. Defense and military culture. Trump's choice of Pete Hegseth for Secretary of Defense underscores a commitment to a more traditional military culture. Hegseth's media presence often reflects a pushback against progressive changes within the military, and he may prioritize military readiness and funding over involvement in international conflicts. This approach suggests a shift toward defense policies focused on bolstering national security and reducing military engagements overseas. Foreign intelligence and domestic focus. Tulsi Gabbard's appointment as Director of National Intelligence may bring an anti-interventionist perspective to U.S. intelligence operations. Her views resonate with Trump's America First ideology, potentially advocating for fewer resources on international intelligence and more attention to domestic security threats. Gabbard's role may encourage a re-evaluation of America's intelligence priorities, with a possible shift in focus away from certain global intelligence initiatives. Legal counsel and election reform. Bill McGinley's experience as White House counsel signals Trump's intention to fortify his legal strategy. McGinley's role may involve defending any controversial policy decisions, especially around election laws and regulatory changes. Trump's administration could pursue election reforms that align with conservative perspectives on voting security, which McGinley would likely help navigate through the legal landscape. Potential impact on the U.S. and abroad. The impact of these appointments could be significant, affecting both domestic policies and America's position on the global stage. Here's how they may influence the next 4 years. Domestic impact. Stricter immigration and border policies. A focus on border security under Noam's DHS leadership could lead to stricter immigration measures, impacting communities across border states and beyond. This could result in increased enforcement, more detention facilities, and potentially a legal push to make it harder for migrants to seek asylum. Law enforcement autonomy. Gates as Attorney General may mean less federal oversight in policing and criminal justice reforms. This could result in increased independence for states, but may also create a divide between federal and state law enforcement priorities, especially in blue states. Military culture shift. With Hegseth at the Pentagon, there may be a reduction in what some view as progressive influences within the military, such as diversity training programs. His leadership could prioritize traditional defense priorities, focusing on preparedness and national security over social issues. Election and judicial reforms. Trump's legal strategy with McGinley as counsel may push for election laws that enhance voting security measures, though these could also face criticism if seen as restrictive. Changes here could have long-term effects on how elections are conducted and possibly reshape the federal judiciary with further conservative appointments. Global impact. America's international image. Appointing individuals with limited experience in their roles may draw skepticism from global allies and influence America's standing on the world stage. However, Trump's America First stance may mean a deliberate move away from extensive global alliances, leading to a more self-focused international strategy. Military and foreign policy restraint. Gabbard and Hegseth's views may push for reduced international engagement, aligning with a policy of avoiding entanglement in foreign conflicts. This shift could signal less U.S. involvement in regions like the Middle East or Europe, potentially altering long-standing alliances. Domestic focus for intelligence. Gabbard's role in national intelligence may prioritize domestic threats over global intelligence operations. This may lead to a reduction in intelligence sharing agreements, which could impact America's role in global security partnerships, including NATO and allied operations. Trump's cabinet selections reflect his commitment to a MAGA-focused agenda, emphasizing loyalty, strong conservative principles, and a shift toward traditional policies. While these choices align with Trump's vision, they also raise questions about experience and the potential impact of a narrowed, America-focused approach. On the local level, these appointments could lead to stronger state autonomy in law enforcement, stricter immigration enforcement, and a shift in military culture. Globally, Trump's administration may reduce U.S. involvement in international conflicts, challenging America's traditional alliances. If confirmed, these appointments will likely bring about a significant shift in U.S. policy, potentially marking a period of pronounced domestic focus and conservative governance under a renewed Trump administration. The implications of these choices may be far-reaching, affecting various aspects of American life and reshaping the country's role in the world.